Where the Koh-e-Chiltaan mountain looms like a silent giant, there's a story the locals only whisper after dark. They say the wind carries more than dust up there. It carries her voice. Welcome to tonight's tale, The Whisper of Koh-e-Chiltaan. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, grab some chai, and let's dive into the shadows. This is a story of curiosity, courage, and a price paid in whispers. In the small village of Ziyarat, nestled at the foot of Koh-e-Chiltaan, lived a young man named Asim. He was a dreamer, always sketching the mountains in his notebook, chasing stories of adventure. But the elders warned him, stay away from the Chiltaan Peak at night, that's when she walks. They called her the Saft Pari, a spirit with hair white as moonlight whose whispers could lure you to your doom. Asim laughed it off. Old tales to scare kids, he'd say. But one summer evening, with the sun bleeding red over the peaks, his cousin Noor dared him. If you're so brave, go to the Chiltaan caves at midnight. Bring back a stone from the deepest one. Prove the Saft Pari's just a myth. Asim couldn't back down. At 11 p.m., he packed a flashlight, a water bottle, and his sketchbook, telling himself it was just a hike. The trail to the caves was steep, the air heavy with pine and something else, like the scent of old flowers, faint but wrong. By midnight, Asim reached the cave's mouth. It was a jagged scar in the mountain, swallowing the starlight. His flashlight flickered as he stepped inside. Just a loose battery, he muttered, but his voice echoed too long like someone else answered. He shook it off and pressed deeper. The cave was colder than it should have been. His breath fogged, and the walls glistened with strange patterns, like eyes carved by no human hand. Then he heard it, a whisper, soft as silk, calling his name. Asim! Asim! It wasn't the wind. It came from deeper inside. His heart pounded, but curiosity pulled him forward. "Who's there?" he called. No answer, just the whisper again, now clearer. "Come! See me!" Against every instinct he followed, his flashlight dimming with every step. The cave opened into a chamber, and there in the center was a pool of water, still as glass. Reflected in it wasn't his face, but hers. She had no eyes, just hollows, and her white hair floated like it was underwater. Her lips moved, and the whisper filled his skull. "Stay with me. Draw me." Asim's hands moved before he could think, sketching her face in his notebook. Each stroke felt heavier, like his soul was bleeding onto the page. Hours passed like seconds. When he finally stopped, the sketch was perfect, too perfect. Her hollow eyes stared back from the paper. The whisper laughed, cold and sharp. "You're mine now." Asim ran, dropping his flashlight, tripping over rocks, the cave walls closing in. Her voice chased him. "You can't leave me." He stumbled out of the cave just as dawn broke, collapsing in the dirt. The notebook was still clutched in his hand. He swore he'd burn it, but when he opened it, the sketch was gone. So was the stone he'd meant to take. Instead, his bag held a single white hair, impossibly long. Asim never spoke of that night. He stopped sketching, stopped hiking. But sometimes, in Ziyarat, when the wind howls off Koh-e-Chiltaan, the villagers say they hear a whisper calling his name. And in his house, locked in a drawer, that notebook sits with a blank page that sometimes, just for a moment, shows her face. What do you think? Was the Saft Pari real, or did Asim's mind play tricks in the dark? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you've got a spooky story from your hometown, share it. I might narrate it next. Hit that like button if you felt a chill, and subscribe for more tales from Pakistan's haunted corners. Until next time, sleep tight and don't answer the whispers.